Good evening and welcome back to Jubilee Park in Wagga Wagga for Session 2, Day 1 of the New South Wales Junior State Cup. It's the under-16 boys kicking off their competition. The World Cup will get underway in a matter of moments. It's Canterbury taking on Canberra City Magic. I'm Mike Sheen. Joining me for the call of this one is Jason Stanton. It's Canterbury in the traditional blue and white. Canberra City Magic in the predominantly black with the pink and sky blue trim. Jason, the boys kicking off their campaigns this evening. It feels strange saying evening at 6:30 in clear daylight.
Yeah. Oh, well, they had lots of energy, the 16s boys. They were out warming up nice and early.
They've got more energy here than us.
Yeah, and really good call from Nisabel's touch to give it a bit of a break. It's much better conditions.
And, yes. And there's a slight breeze which has just picked up, and the sweat that's beading on me will hopefully disappear very quickly as we see Canterbury working left to right in this first half. We're still playing 11 and a half minutes each way. The boys starting their campaign, as we mentioned, so Canberra City, the nominal home team in this one. Two teams out of Canberra. We have the Magic, and a bit later on we'll see the other Canberra team, Canberra Brindis. I'll spit it out in a minute. I'm assuming that refers to the Brindabella Range, which is a mountain range around the ACT. So I'm assuming it has something to do with that. I know there's a lot of Canberra City supporters and families here. They're more interested in the game coming up a bit later on, I think, under the girls' match. But there's the boys on the attack right now. That's Liam Thorson in the 15. Quick ball there. Zach Merrifield got it away, but the ball went to ground. So it'll be a Canterbury ball from their own 7.
We're just feeling their way into it at the moment, Mike. Lots of energy from the boys. Not a whole lot of structure just yet, but they'll settle in over the next couple of minutes. I think it's pretty exciting to be down here in Wagga.
And to be the showcase game on a Friday evening. I'm sure mum and dad, if they're not here, or family back home in Sydney, for the Canterbury boys in particular, mum and dad will be back home in Sydney if they're not here, and the family will be tuning in from the surrounds. So I'm sure they're all watching on Bar TV, and same for Canberra. It's not as far for them, only a couple of hours from Canberra to Wagga, but they'll have a lot of family and friends tuning in tonight, and good to see the other age groups tonight. We've got the 16 boys coming up next. It's the under 14 boys, then we've got the under 12 girls, and we'll bring it home with a 16 girls match to round out the evening. Only the 4 games tonight. A change to the schedule that you may have seen a little bit earlier in the day, or published previously elsewhere. The draw has changed due to the extreme heat. We have had a break for, I think it's about 3.5 hours between the end of the last match and the start of this one. There's the first score for Canterbury. Boston Berry gets over for the opening try of the match. A nice piece of play there from the number 7. And it's Canterbury leading 1-0.
Yeah, it was a nice right foot there from Berry. It was the little quick release play, went off his right, but what made the try was he got down low very quickly. So it was a great finish from Berry and a really good start for Canterbury.
So they're on the board first, Canberra, having to do the chasing. They're down 1-0, the Magic. They're out of the Canberra City Association. See if we can find out a bit more information about the two associations. Baxter Sicily, the blonde-haired number 4, who was playing first receiver. He's gone into dummy half now. The number 8 is Zach Merrifield on the last. Long ball to the right-hand side. He's held it, and that's Ewan McDonald going in for the score for the Magic to level it up at 1-1. Nice ball to the right-hand side. They had a lot of space to the right to work with.
Yeah, that was just pretty to watch, wasn't it? The Canberra City Magic set up the quick release to the left. Canterbury over squeezed to their right defensive line, and then it was a beautiful dummy. Then a very clever long ball to the winger. So that's a great hit back from the Magic.
Certainly a very good return from the Magic. Now the Dogs on the attack. Joe Van Ledger is the 21 with the big mop of dark hair there. He's on our right-hand side as you look at it. The number 7 is Boston Berry, the try scorer. And the 12's Isaac McHale. I saw that name earlier today. And Ledger put it down. Jovan Ledger. Penalty to Canterbury, though. Penalty to Canterbury, so they'll take the tap on the 7. They'll work back to the right-hand side. There's Berry once again. Looks to be one of the key players for Canterbury, Boston Berry, the number 7. Directing traffic like a typical halfback. Now they go to the right. That's Joel Dalziel. Back for McHale. Nice quick play. Berry once again. Berry. Touch was made. Good touch there from Ethan Ong.
Yeah, looking quite dangerous there, Berry. Notice that Magic have shifted their line. They've squeezed up to handle him. So Canterbury want to be looking to be throwing long here. They have a bit of luck to the left.
Got numbers to the left-hand side. He got it down in the corner. The referee's going to say all good. And that's a second try to the Dogs. Put them back in front 2-1. I think that was number 6, Alex Ninkovic.
Yeah, that was first-class football there, Mike. They heard him in the middle, and then Magic made the adjustment, squeezed up on him, and then they went nice and wide. So that's really outstanding footy there from the Dogs.
Good adjustment from the Canterbury side to see the space on the left-hand side and then find it easily with the long ball to that side. Canberra coming back to the right-hand side. That's the number 4 in Sicily. Now Merrifield, they seem to be the key players for the Magic. Sicily and Merrifield, the 12's William Scarlett. Long ball wide, can he beat the winger? No. It'll be a turnover on the last. That was Sam Lemon trying to squeeze down the short side and in the corner, but not able to do so. Now Canterbury coming back to the open side right. We're going to do a box dump here. So they dump to the boxes. Coming on in the 23s, Lachlan Marshall wearing the cap. Number 12's McHale. Long ball out wide. Couldn't find a target though. And that goes out for a Canberra City ball on their own 7.
Yeah, they're quite evenly matched, these two teams. And
yeah.
And when you see these sorts of games where they're flowing through the midfield like this, it's sort of sometimes go unnoticed, but a bit of a shout out to the referees because they're really opening it up and they're allowing for this flow to happen. So This is really good to watch.
Allowing the boys to play. That's a good run upfield from Canberra City. That's the number 10 in Ethan Ong wearing the bucket hat. Smart option for this weekend, the bucket hat. I'm sure he's got that tied up nice and tight. He makes the touch there on Marshall. Canterbury again. Dump at the box. We'll come back to the left-hand side. There's Braddock, Logan Braddock, with the zinc, the white zinc all over the face. Makes him easy to spot. There's Berry once again. It'll be a turnover. It's the last, so they'll swing around here. Canberra City on the attack. Ong to the right-hand side, but we've got an error. Canterbury ball just inside the Magic 10. Here's Berry. Number 10's Logan Braddock.
Let's see what Berry comes here. So you can see the Magic line shifting to the left here because of what Berry's had before. So probably an early ball would work.
Now he's going to run short on the block runner, if you like.
Yeah, it was a good one. So a good thing to watch if you're at home is the far side winger, which will be on the top right of your screen, and how far they come across. That'll show you how much squeeze they got in the line. And
they're really condensed up here, Canberra. They'd only be 15 or 20 metres across the lot of them. As many a race caller used to say, you could throw a Kleenex over them.
Over the lot, yeah. Well, Berry's been quite dangerous, and Canterbury's have run some good lines. So it's a good adjustment from Magic. Yeah. To squeeze up a bit, but that obviously opens up opportunities out wider.
You could throw a hanky over the lot of the Canterbury doing the same thing. You could throw the proverbial hanky over the Canterbury 6 on the park. Very tight defensive line for the Dogs. It's Sicily, very much the playmaker and instrumental figure for the Magic. There he is taking it first receiver. Kept it alive, but it goes to ground. That was Ryan Wilson who couldn't hold on that occasion. Now Canterbury looking to spin it wide to the right-hand side. That was Lemon making a good touch there. 29 in the T-shirts, Will Connolly for Canberra City. Now it's Mikhail pushing forward. Another one with the zinc. That's the 11 in Cooper Parker. Now they spin it wide to the right-hand side of the Canberra City defence. And Jonasa Bisasa gets in for the third for the Dogs. That was nice work down the right-hand side of the Canberra City defence.
Yeah, it was a superb ball. I think it was Mikhail there where he looked like he was going to be taking a settle or a one-up, and then very early shifted it out to the left and caught Canberra off guard there. So that was a nice bit of football there from the Dogs.
Now that was very well worked by the Canterbury side. They're out 3-1 with about a minute remaining in the first half here at Jubilee Park in Wagga. Still a very warm Friday evening in the Riverina. With these teams having to travel some distance, and someone goes down. That was Dylan Crane, who couldn't hold on. But I think they're going to get... No, I thought there was going to be a penalty there to Canberra, but it'll play the ball to Canterbury on the 7. Both the teams have had to travel. Canberra, what is it, a 2 or 3 hour drive from the capital to the Riverina?
Yeah, they're a little bit closer. So Magic's probably got maybe 1 or 2 touches here to see if they can steal one back before half-time. The coach is probably eager to get him in and settle him down. Reset the game plan for the second half.
There's on the right-hand side. They'll dump and play back to the right-hand side. Long ball out wide. They had numbers for a moment. Ong keeps it alive. Nice hands. Leeson, that's him in the 1. Takes on the line. Dump and run. Leeson got it down. Did he? I think they're going to say no try, so it doesn't count at the break. Canberra City trails Canterbury 3-1. This opening under-16 boys match for the World Cup in the Junior State Cup Southern Conference from Jubilee Park in Wagga. So the revised schedule for tonight. Up next, we've got the under-14 boys, Sapphire Coast and Canberra Brindy. Then it's the under-12 girls, Canberra Magic back on the park. They'll take on Orange Thunder. And the final game to round out the night will be Easts and Parramatta in the under-16 girls. So that's our schedule for Friday night. Not quite under lights, but Friday night football with a slightly different variety.
Yeah.
I'd imagine both teams be reasonably happy going into halftime. They wouldn't be too concerned. Canberra City wouldn't be too thrilled with where they're at, but it wouldn't be alarm bells just yet.
Yeah, they're both pretty solid there in the first half. I think it almost falls in the category of pretty good start to the tournament, good without being great. I think they'll both feel like they've got a lot of improvement in them, and that's why I'll be interested to see Magic, because I saw some little moments of some really clever footy. So I want to see whether they can build on that in the second half.
Yeah, it looked like that. And Canterbury, to their credit, probably the same. A couple of good moments, but again, without being great, they were solid. So I think they'd be content with where they're at. Shane Braddock, the Canterbury coach, and Damien Prendergast in the Magic camp, I think they'd be satisfied without being delighted by any stretch. There's the call from the ground announcers, who have done a good job of keeping everybody up to date with what's going on, including commentators. So we're just about right to roll in the second half of this one. Don't know if I'd call it an upset, but can you see Canberra City coming back in this one?
Yeah, definitely, because it's still very early. Like, both the teams are only kicking off their weekends, and we've been seeing throughout the day that once a team's settled in, they can often look a little bit different after even 5 or 10 minutes of playing together. So I think it's a bit of an unknown here. Interested to see what Magic can do, particularly with Merrifield and some of those lines they run in the first half. See if they can bring it back.
There's Sicily, who's very much the conductor of this side. Baxter Sicily. So it'll be a play the ball to a penalty to Canberra City. On the 7. Sicily with the ball. Merrifield finds Sicily again. Long ball. Looking for Ewan McDonald. They found him. Tag not made. Now it's made. And come back to the 7. On the western side of the ground.
I think that's the second penalty there, Mike. So Canterbury's going to have to be careful here.
Yeah, one more, and they're in a bit of bother here. The Dogs are up by 2. They wouldn't want to concede another penalty here in quick succession.
Yeah, this is where Magic got to be really patient, run their plays, dive at their feet, really ask some questions and put some pressure on the Canterbury D.
Try and force an error. McDonald did well. Good touch there from Mallion Blair. Number 5 for Canterbury. Now Sicily, Merrifield. Dump and run there. Merrifield again, switches back. Sicily has McDonald on the outside. Doesn't go that way, switches double back. Merrifield. Sicily, long Harbour Bridge ball. That's only going to find the referee on the sideline and out for a... No, we've got a third penalty. Now, is that... Yeah, that's 3 in a row. So there'll be a player on the side for this set.
Yeah, possibly a little bit fortunate for Canberra, so they've really got to capitalise here. Really got to utilise this to get one back.
There's Sicily diving, and I think he got there. They're going to say he has. Baxter Sicily gets in for the Magic. Makes it 3-2. No, they haven't given it. I thought they had. I marked it off, so... Now Merrifield.
A little bit quick on the pen there, Mike.
Yeah, Thorson. I thought the referee was about to point to the spot. Did he get it this time? No, it'll be a penalty again.
Yeah, I think they're just not hitting the line there. So Canberra's got to be really composed here and keep running the same place, because Canterbury can't keep holding them out indefinitely 6-on-5 here. You know, with the referee really making sure they're coming off the line and hitting the line as well.
Yeah, Sicily finds Leeson. Leeson will get there. This time they get the try. It's changed the number of the scorer from the 4 to the 1. Oscar Leeson makes it 3-2.
Yeah, you can mark it now, Mike.
Yeah, got that one down.
Yeah, that's just sustained pressure there from Canberra, and I was really impressed with their composure. You've got to remember some of these boys out there, only 14, 15 years old, and really showing great game awareness there to not panic, not do anything too fancy, and really test the Canterbury defence and get the result. So that was really superb.
Now Canterbury, can they strike back with another try? There was a good charge forward. That was Joel Dalziel taking it forward. Now it's Parker. He'll get it on the right-hand side. Cooper Parker tried to step his way through the line, but good touch there, forcing him back to the 7. Arm up last play. They come back to the left-hand side, but there's been an error there from Canterbury, so it'll be a Canberra City ball. We don't have a timepiece running here, so I don't know how long we've got remaining in this second half. I don't know if they've realised that. We'll go off the monitor here, which says we've got about, on my count, about 9 minutes on my watch. Oh, working off the monitor we have here, about 9 minutes remaining. Might be a little bit less, but it's Canterbury 3-2 to the good. They're rolling downfield once again in possession. Parker holding it up. 17's Dalziel. Back to Parker. That's the last. Arm goes up on the 7. Pretty well centre field. Which way do they want to go? They'll go right, will they? No, they're going to turn it over. Second time they've done that.
Yeah, a little bit more energy there from Canberra City as well, with Leeson and Sicily there in the middle. I think that try has given them a bit of a boost. And as we sort of said around half-time, now it's 3-2. Almost looks like a different game to what we've seen late in the first half.
See a dump for the box for Canberra City with fresh legs coming on. There's Ong. Goes to the right-hand side. Another penalty to Canberra City for a push. I think I saw Ong decides to... No, he's not on the right mark. This time I'll take the tap on the 10-metre line. That's Connolly with it. Ong directing traffic while he's on the park. That's another penalty and a forced sub here. That's Jovan Ledger. It's the forced sub for Canterbury. He's off the field, so now they can replace him. Come back to the right-hand side. That's McDonald playing on the right wing.
Yeah, Canberra really had to go to the left there because the player that got
They've
subbed
got
came
numbers
towards the bottom of the screen, so the number was at the top.
We've got numbers. We're looking at about 7 minutes remaining in this one. 3-2 Canberra City trails Canterbury. Mike Sheen and Jason Standen with you tonight from Jubilee Park. Rounding out day one of the Junior State Cup Southern Conference for 2023. Next weekend we're in Dubbo for the Northern Conference. And then I think it's the weekend after we're at Tempe for the finals of the Junior State Cup. We're going to have a lost
Canterbury
ball
a little
there.
bit off their game. I think here, Mike, just sort of fractionally off. They look quite confident early. They're probably just in a bit of a lull, so they'll have to kick again.
Yep, that's
But,
Connolly, the blonde 29, pushing to the sideline. Now there's Sicily once again, stepping his way towards the line. They'll play it on the last. They've got numbers out wide. It's been intercepted. No. I think it came off a Canberra hand first. So it'll be a play the ball on the 7.
Yeah, great read there from Canterbury. A little bit unlucky for Sicily. I think Sicily and Merrifield had them in a little bit of trouble there, but they weren't able to get the right option. And now Canterbury charging down the middle and back in control.
They're going to take it up the middle this time. There's the 7 in Boston Berry. He's been very much the key figure for the Dogs in this 16 boys side. That's a great run. He'll need to get the ball away. Ooh. I think they're going to give it, but it was very, or are they?
I think he was touched, but that's
No,
another
they're not
cracking
gonna
run
give
from
it.
McHale.
So Blair was the man trying, or the player trying to score in the corner, but ball didn't. The try wasn't awarded, so it's still 3-2 Canterbury. We reckon there's about 3 minutes remaining. Actually, it might be a little bit more than that. I'm trying to work it out on the fly. Ethan Ong takes it forward towards the 10. We know there's still time remaining and sufficient time for both sides to rack up several tries.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time in this one. What was impressive with McHale there is he's done it 2 or 3 times in the game. You don't often see it from the younger players where he's attacking on the back of the drive, not getting to the try line, stopping and then running a move. He's sort of running straight into the play on the back of the settle, and that's you don't often see that. So that was particularly good to see there from McHale. Hopefully we'll see more of it.
Yeah, we've got 6 more here for Canberra rather. Infringement against Canterbury in the ruck, so they'll take the tap on the 7. There's Ong with it. The 9's Lachlan Corbett. It's him with the ball now. Fires a bullet pass out wide for Ewan McDonald, who was read like the front page of tomorrow's paper.
Yeah, he read it well. I'd like to see him run a play where they sort of sweep to the left, say, then attack the right, or vice versa.
Come back, yeah.
Canterbury's definitely
Reverse
over
sweep.
squeezing, which is really good, but it's also susceptible to that sort of change-up play.
Now they're working a set move here, coming in from the back. Now it's Ong. Referee says that'll be the last. Ong plays it. They'll keep down that short side. Don't know if that was the right option there. Canterbury had their defence stacked on their right side, and that was easy pickings for the Canterbury defence. I suspect they'll want to dump and come to the box for a dump here and reload.
Yeah,
Certainly tracking that way.
Good. Yeah, squeeze has been good for Canterbury. Getting on some fresh players now. This last 2 or 3 minutes, if they can control the ball well, keep composed, Canterbury can definitely get the chocolates. But Magic probably got a little bit more to say about that just yet.
There's an error from Canterbury on their own, near halfway. Ong will play it, gets it back now from Corbett. That's Connolly. He's appropriately named Connolly Rugby Park here at Jubilee Park in Wagga. There's Sicily back on the field once again. Keeping it alive here. Canberra City. Referees found a penalty for Canberra.
Yeah, so these are sort of similar penalties. So when you're on the try line, you have to be moving up here. So Canterbury's defence line has to come up until a touch is made. And that's where they're sort of getting a bit of trouble because they're sort of a little bit passive. Yeah, so Canberra just got to keep running at him here.
Now the ball goes to ground. There's a little bit of a flick play, trying to get a little bit cute there. Canberra City.
Yeah, they probably wish they had that again.
Yeah, I guess they wouldn't be the play the coach would have drawn up on the whiteboard, that's for sure. Penalty to Canterbury, just short of their own 10. About 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes remaining, I'd reckon. Without knowing for sure how long we've got, but we'll hear the hooter in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Canterbury,
nice drive there.
Canterbury holding on well here with a 3-2 lead over Canberra City. Come to the left-hand side on the last. Touch was made. That's a turnover.
It was a nice steady set from Canterbury. I think that's what they needed. And it appears with this being evenly matched and only a couple minutes to go, it's going to have to be up to Canberra now to lift. A bit of an error coming off their line, so that's probably not ideal for them.
There's the hooter now in the background, so this will be the final play. They'll be happy to take the touch there. Canterbury, that's full time. Canterbury gets home 3-2 to open their account with a victory in the under-16 boys competition. Next up, the under-14 boys. I need to get my divisions right. We've got different age groups and divisions coming up. So
yeah, that's pretty solid, that game, Mike. I think both teams won't be too disappointed or overly encouraged by it. I think it was a good start to their weekends. Plenty more footy for these guys tonight and tomorrow. So, good way to steady in. And I think both these teams definitely got to look out for them over the next couple of days, because that wasn't so bad start to the weekend. No,
certainly not. So that's full time in that game. We've got about 4 minutes to the next one. Sapphire Coast and Canberra Brindy in the under-14 boys.
In just under 4 minutes time.